This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Up in smoke, a fire in New Glasgow destroys 3 buildings in the historic downtown.
Murder charge. New details about the woman charged with killing a Sydney man.
And how an 11-year-old boy came to name a Halifax police robot.
Another nice day shaping up for Friday. We do have some showers on tap for Saturday, but clearing again Sunday. That full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. More than a dozen people in New Glasgow are displaced tonight after a large fire devastated 3 buildings in the downtown core on Wednesday.
Multiple crews from across Pictou County responded to the call, which destroyed homes as well as businesses. The CBC's Luke Ettinger reports.
I'm just glad I was able to get my dog out, and we suffered some loss. We made a save as well.
Ken Rue waiting for the smoke to clear after a fire on Provost Street. It destroyed 3 wood buildings, all more than a century old. Rue's vintage store, home, and cat were all lost in the blaze in downtown New Glasgow.
We suffered loss. Our neighbors have lost everything too, and this is really horrible. There's a lot of people out of a place tonight. Like, me and my wife are better off than most, so we can be thankful for that we have places to go and we have options. Not everyone does.
A flower shop, pet store, and multiple apartments were lost in the fire. Neighboring buildings also suffered smoke damage. On Thursday, the fire marshal was on scene working to determine the cause.
We tried to do an interior initial attack to get to the seat of the fire. During that attacks, the fire grew and got into the roof space above us, and we had to pull crews out to be safe and go defensive mode.
It's not clear yet what caused the fire, which started just before 3 p.m. Wednesday. By 6 p.m., an excavator was brought in to prevent further spread. 5 fire departments from across Pictou County were on the scene. Chief White says there were no serious injuries.
We had 2 firefighters that kind of overexerted themselves. EHS was on scene, which was a great asset to help get them under control and to have them take it easy. So everybody was fine there, and we had no issues with the citizens and the business owners in the building, so everything was safe that way.
As smoke billowed out over downtown, onlookers described it as a loss for the entire community.
New Glasgow's already having a hard time. We're kind of becoming a ghost town, and 3 less more buildings is not something we need right now.
Town officials say 14 people were displaced by the fire. The Red Cross is helping them access shelter and essential services. Luke Ettinger, CBC News, New Glasgow.
A worker has died in an incident at a poultry facility in the Annapolis Valley. Nova Scotia's Labour Department says it received a report of an incident that occurred overnight Wednesday into Thursday. It happened at Eden Valley Poultry in Glenmont. The incident resulted in a single fatality. Officials say no further details are available.
We're learning more tonight about a Cape Breton woman who's been charged with second-degree murder in the death of 47-year-old man from Sydney. Kyle Moore reports from River Ryan.
There remains a police presence here at this residence in River Ryan today as the investigation continues into what happened here just a couple of days ago. It was on Tuesday. Police say a 47-year-old man was found unresponsive after what they believe was a dispute between 2 people known to each other. Paramedics later arrived and determined the man had died. 45-year-old Carrie Ann Moles is facing a charge of second-degree murder. In 2018, Moles spoke to the CBC about domestic violence in order to encourage other victims to come forward. At that time, Moles said her boyfriend of 6 weeks attacked her while she was sleeping. Her 2 kids were at home at the time. She received counseling and relied on friends and family for support. Court documents identify the victim in this case as Jason Allen Corbett. It's not clear what his relationship was to Moles. Corbett did have a criminal record. On January 5th, he was sentenced after pleading pleading guilty to assault, among other charges. Also, he was sentenced on 8 other occasions between May 2000 and January 2016 for offenses that included assault. We do not know who he assaulted in those cases. And as the investigation continues here today, Carrie Ann Moles will be back in court on April the 28th. Kyle Moore, CBC News, River Ryan.
The sun was out today, that's for sure, in Nova Scotia. Ryan Snoddon with us now.
Yeah, it was so great to see that. Everybody happy to be in the sunshine.
Pep in our step. What a day, what a day. Absolutely. That is more like it. That is what we want for spring, and we've got more to come. Have a look at these high temperatures today. 11, 12 degrees in through the valley, double digits, kind of widespread across northern areas as expected. A little cooler in those onshore southerly winds. That'll be the case again for tomorrow, but a warmer air mass overall. So I do think we'll just creep into the double digits in most cases, even along the Atlantic coastline. If you're right along the water, likely topping out in the high single digits. That'll be the case for much of Cape Breton, but double digits for Inverness County. And yes, 15 degrees, I think, as warm as it could get in places like the Annapolis Valley. We are watching a front that is going to be rolling in, increasing the clouds for Friday evening. Some showers on tap for Saturday, primarily midday, and then as we work our way into Saturday night, maybe a few flakes, but recovering nicely on Sunday. We'll walk you through that full 7-day forecast coming up.
Stick around for that. Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, the controversial budget session of the legislature ended today. It was initially expected to be a short session, with the government moving quickly out the gates, but public pushback and opposition debate extended government business, and it ended up being the longest and perhaps most challenging session the Houston government has had to date. Taryn Grant reports.
The entrance of the Lieutenant Governor signaled the beginning of the end, and after a bit of ceremony, the session was over. A total of 10 government bills received royal assent Thursday, including 2 related to this year's $19 billion budget. The budget adds more than $1 billion to the province's growing debt. To contend with that, the Houston government says it had to make some difficult decisions. After walking back some cuts in the face of public pushback, the budget was passed with about $250 million worth of cuts to jobs, grants, and programs.
We're trying to meet the needs of Nova Scotians in schools, health care, seniors long-term care, roads, all of those basic things, while trying to also deal with affordability issues.
Also this session, the government created a new protected Acadian riding in Cape Breton that will have a by-election sometime this year. It created province-wide standards for fire services, and it beefed up rules for cannabis enforcement, part of the ongoing government crackdown on unregulated cannabis sales. But the budget got the lion's share of the attention. Thousands protested outside Province House and across the province, and protest came inside the House too, leading to the public being shut out for more than a week. Opposition leaders say they're already worried about next year's budget.
I think that they have indicated it will be like this again next year. I mean, this government doesn't have a path back to balance in terms of their budget, but they have been clear that these cuts will continue.
We've seen downgrades in credit. I'm afraid we're going to see more. And ultimately, what this all equates to is it's going to get harder for Nova Scotians.
The session lasted 27 days, the longest in this government's 2 terms so far. Premier Tim Houston was not at Province House for the end of the session. He's been in Calgary for several days for meetings with energy companies to promote Nova Scotia's on- and offshore natural gas reserves. Taryn Grant, CBC News at Province House.
As we just heard, one of the bills passed in the legislature this week brings in tougher penalties for those selling unregulated cannabis. The move mostly impacts Indigenous communities who argue it steps on their treaty rights. This all comes after a raid in Bodledek First Nation last week, which saw protesters clash with RCMP. Kayla Hounsel reports, and a warning, some footage in this piece contains foul language.
The inflection point after months of tension between the Nova Scotia government and Mi'kmaq communities over the sale of unregulated cannabis. Protesters blocking a highway.
Fucking guns, that fucking big?
Police abandoning their vehicles after a raid on a cannabis shop on the Bodledek First Nation in Cape Breton. They arrested 2 people, including this man.
I practice my treaty rights. Number one foremost, I was born in Mi'kmaq.
The Mounties say they found their vehicles with broken windows, damaged tires, and urine-soaked interiors. The Baudelaire Band Council says it does not condone these actions.
We're just having a peaceful protest. We want to be heard that, the RCMP can't just come into our community and do what they want to do.
We're not targeting anyone.
In December, Nova Scotia's Justice Minister directed police to crack down on illegal dispensaries. Late Tuesday night, the provincial government passed legislation bringing in tougher penalties. The government points to a Health Canada survey that shows Nova Scotia youth are using marijuana at higher rates than anywhere else in the country and above the national average of 23.2%. But the Mi'kmaq say selling cannabis is a treaty right.
There's been no legal precedent for that cannabis is a treaty right, so the position is that it is not a treaty right.
The government bases that on this court decision that finds how the treaties are interpreted must be based on a foundation that warrants consideration. At this time, that foundation has not been established for cannabis sales outside the lawful regime, and the existing regime applies to all Nova Scotians.
And I don't think that lower court decision is right. It's not about treating all Nova Scotians the same. It's recognizing that there are constitutionally protected rights that take priority over all other interests.
This shop has reopened, but the debate around who has a right to profit from the sale of marijuana may be just getting started. Kayla Hounsell, CBC News, Halifax.
After 43 days at sea, the Canadian Coast Guard's newest and largest science vessel docked in the Halifax Harbour today. CCGS Nalak-Napaluk was built in Vancouver, but her home port is at the Bedford Institute of Oceanography in Dartmouth. The ship's arrival marks a major milestone for ocean research in Canada, seeking to better understand changing ocean conditions, including the impact of climate change on fish stocks, habitats, and marine ecosystems.
The one thing we have going, though, for the Nalak-Napaluk is that it can do a lot of things that a lot of our other Coast Guard ships can't. So it's most likely to be dedicated to science for most of its life, but we do make sure it's capable of other operations like search and rescue. We have a Polar Class 6 ice class on this one, so it can navigate throughout Atlantic Canada and into the Arctic during particular times of the year.
The vessel is named for a respected Inuk elder from Nunavik, who's known for protecting Inuit language and culture. It replaces CCGS Hudson, which was decommissioned in 2022.
3 years ago, a young boy met a robot, a Halifax police robot to be exact, the kind that handles explosives or suspicious items. They were at an accessible Easter egg hunt for children who are blind or partially sighted.
The 11-year-old took a special interest in the robot and has ever since, particularly because it didn't have a name. Well, today, that all changed.
I'd like to extend a very special welcome to our guest of honor, Cam Mamie. Yeah, big round of applause. And also to his family, his parents, Rick and Megan, and his grandparents, Ann and Jim. So Cam, I understand you've made a special request to name our police robot. Most people think of that as a tool. It helps us look at suspicious packages. It helps us get close to things that could be dangerous. It helps us communicate sometimes with people that are in an unsafe situation. You've recognized, I think, in these qualities that it's not just a tool, it's actually part of the team. And like anyone that's an important part of the team, it deserves a name. So, Cam, would you now like to share with everyone here today the name of our robot?
Yeah. The name of the robot is Robbie.
Hey! And I just want everyone to know, so Robbie the robot will now proudly wear a plaque with his name in both English and Braille. Be proud of yourself as we're proud of you. Happy birthday. Being the chief, I get to do a lot of things with the chiefs. Some are fun, some aren't. And at the end of the day, but this is one of the things that keeps me coming back every day. So I'm just glad that everyone's here today. You want to take a piece with you?
Nicely done. A live look at Bedeck. We're back after this.
All right, we are cooking with gas now. We have hit a stride. There's no doubt about it when you're talking about the weather in Nova Scotia.
Yes, but how long is this streak going to last, I guess, is the real question in Nova Scotia.
Well, to your conversation yesterday with DNR, we need moisture this time of year to keep things damp and green the grass, and obviously when thinking about wildfire situations. And we're still kind of digging out from the drought from last year, agriculturally speaking. So we want to make sure that we're bringing those showers in. See what I'm setting up for?
Yes.
So that's we obviously do have some showers on tap for Saturday. But tomorrow looks great. Sunday looks pretty good as well. So we are indeed heading in the right direction. Have a look at this. A beautiful shot. The sun glaring in on our camera from Nova Scotia webcams in beautiful Halls Harbor. High tide there right now. I always love setting up this shot every day because when I first picked the camera view this afternoon, of course, the seafloor was showing there in the harbor. And yes, a beautiful evening there now at Halls Harbor. Temperatures right in around the 7, 8, 9 degree range. Greenwood back towards Kentville, 10 degrees in fact in Kentville right now. Kedgey's still at 10, Churro's at 9, Amherst is still at 10. So we've got still some quite mild temperatures and a fine evening for heading out with the dog this evening. As we look at current winds, yes, they have strengthened today. Right now in the 20 kilometer per hour range, 30 in Sydney, 26 in Amherst, some gusts in the 30 to 40 range. This is going to be about what we're looking at again for tomorrow. So yes, a very similar day shaping up for tomorrow. This is the front we're going to be watching that's moving in out of southern Ontario and Quebec and will be pushing in for us by the time we get to that front is going to be holding hands with this system, and so that will hold off until Saturday, thankfully. And this is what will bring kind of the bulk of the moisture is in and around the center of this low. Note that temperatures still struggling out west to just 3 degrees in Winnipeg, 7 degrees Calgary and Edmonton, 13 in Vancouver, and the coldest of air still hanging out in the north of 60. Now, as we look at the provincial forecast for tonight, temperatures right around 0 to -2 will be as mild as 1 or 2, even 3 degrees on the plus side in the Tri-County area along the coastline. Now, noting the timeline here, there is not a whole lot to show cloud cover wise. Mostly clear skies, through tonight. Tomorrow, given that it's going to be not nearly as chilly as it has been over the last few nights, we're off to the races in a hurry tomorrow. And so by mid-morning, we're in the mid-single digits, and by lunchtime, we're cracking double digits. So a great excuse to get out and maybe go for a little walk if you can escape for, even 10 minutes for a walk tomorrow at lunch. Things looking pretty good indeed. And then into the afternoon, we'll warm even further. This is where we're looking at some teen temperature potentials across northern parts of the province for tomorrow. I do think double-digit potential Port Hood, Mabu, up through Inverness, Cheticamp, and around Ingonish tomorrow. We'll be flirting with the double digits down through the Brewer Lakes area into Port Hawkesbury, but our best chance for double digits will be from Antigonish and back across that Northumberland shore where we've got a chance to get into some low teen temperatures. Looking at Halifax near 10 degrees tomorrow, cooler in the onshore winds if you're right along the coastline, and in and around Cobequid Bay should be at least near double digits, but the best chance for 15 degrees will be Greenwood, Kentville, down through Kedgey, and Yarmouth should be around 9 or 10 degrees again for tomorrow. Looking at Saturday, as the system moves in, we're going to be looking at temperatures in the 8, 9, 10 range. By the looks of things, the winds will shift to northwest into the afternoon, but it doesn't look like too much of a temperature drop. Could see some flurries mixing in for New Brunswick, for Prince Edward Island, and then for the Cape Breton Highlands into Sunday morning. Could see those flurries lingering for you folks, Inverness County in particular, but we're into the sunshine into the afternoon. It looks like temperatures on Sunday, because of that northerly flow behind the system, will likely be around 4 or 5 degrees for the Northumberland shore, maybe as chilly as 2 or 3 degrees for northern Inverness County, but a good chunk of the mainland should be around 6, 7, 8 degrees on Sunday, and overall a pretty good day with the sun coming out. Could see some flurries on the leading edge of our next system, which comes in on Monday, primarily across the northeast. We're then all mixing to showers, temperatures rising into Tuesday, and not looking too shabby temperature-wise for next week with some of those April showers.
Looking all right.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Well, this story is sure to make you smile, and it's about SMILE, or Sensory Motor Instructional Leadership Experience.
It's a volunteer program that's been running for more than 40 years at Acadia University. This year, the program has undergone a transformation. Jane Sponigal visited the Acadia campus to learn more.
Skates laced, helmets on, sticks at the ready. This is new territory for SMILE. For over 40 years, the volunteer program has paired an Acadia University student with a student with a disability from a local school to do physical activity twice a week. And for over 40 years, it all happened at Acadia's pool. Then last year, the university's administration made the decision to permanently close the pool. So this year, SMILE moved to the ice. Organizers say the transition has been seamless.
So excited to get in on the action, be a hockey player, be a ringette player, and also to have the proper equipment, and it's not like a makeshift kind of thing, that we're really putting their needs and their safety, but also their fun first, and prioritizing that.
It's so different. It's nothing like they've done before. So I definitely expected a lot of them to be reluctant, and complete opposite. When they first showed up, they were so excited for the new program, and yeah, it's really, really cool to see.
This might look like chaos, but Bremer says it's organized chaos. And there's lots of learning happening while zooming around. The kids range in age from elementary all the way to high school. Bremer says there's no criteria for the type or level of disability a child may experience. There are kids with autism, Down syndrome, and learning disabilities. And the incredible thing, it's the Acadia students who really make this program run. There are 400 students who volunteer on a weekly basis. That's 1 in 10 of Acadia's student population. One of the things Emily Bremer wants to figure out in her research is, what are the physical, mental, and social benefits of participating in an inclusive, adaptive exercise program? The other part of Bremer's research, how volunteering with SMILE as a student has impacted volunteers' lives 5, 10, even 20 years later, whether they pursue a career in medicine, teaching, or even finance.
What's, I think, constant is that they're saying that they're approaching what they do with this kind of equitable lens, and really thinking about the importance of building relationships, and learning how to communicate with individuals, and meeting everyone where they're at, and not making assumptions about people, and just getting to know them. And I think, that's the real impact and legacy of SMILE.
It's already having an impact on 2 students who are graduating this spring.
I am heading into nursing after I graduate. I'm very excited for that, and SMILE has really shaped me as a person, being able to interact with people of all different types, all different abilities, all different backgrounds, and just people in general. You kind of get leadership skills. There's a lot of chance to grow in this program for everybody involved, which is very nice.
I always had medicine as something that kind of interests me, the science aspect of it, but SMILE has really been one of those things that's kind of driven me to pursue it. But SMILE has opened me up to the social and personal side of it as well. And just being able to work with different populations and different people of all abilities with varying needs, and meet them where they are. It's pretty cool, and that's something I hope to do in the future.
A future that's more caring and inclusive for everyone. Jane Sponigal, CBC News, Wolfville.
Coming up, remembering the fierce spirit of a former Canadian swim star and Olympic medalist from Halifax.
Nova Scotia swimming sensation Nancy Garapick has died at the age of 64. Swimming Canada says the two-time Olympic medalist died peacefully at home in Langley, BC on Monday. For more on this, we're joined by the CEO of the Nova Scotia Sport Hall of Fame, Bruce Rainey. So she was really just a kid when she burst onto the scene. Tell me about her debut.
So the big burst was April 29th, 1975 at the Eastern Canadian Swimming Championships in Brantford, Ontario. Here's this 13-year-old kid from the Halifax Trojan Swimming Club in Halifax who sets not a provincial, not a national, but a world record in the 200-meter backstroke. 2 minutes, 16.33 seconds. And from there you wondered, who is this? Where did she come from? Well, the answer was from Halifax, from the Halifax Trojan Swimming Club. And you got the sense she was set to conquer the world, and that's what she did.
And the backstroke was her best event?
Good at everything, but really good at backstroke. Her major successes in her career came in the backstroke, yeah.
And she went on to the Olympics. Tell me about her story. A bronze medalist behind two East Germans.
In two backstrokes, in the 100-meter and the 200-meter backstroke, she won bronze against two East German swimmers. There's a couple of famous pictures where she's looking at these two very big women who, in later years, it was proven were juiced, as we say today. And so, I mean, you can say it. She likely would have won gold, been a two-time Olympic gold medalist had doping standards been a bit higher in 1976. But she was always, her story was, she said, I'm happy with my story. I'm happy with the bronze medals. That's what I got that day. That was the best I could do. So, yeah, here was a 14-year-old now from Halifax winning 2 Olympic bronzes in Montreal.
Well, physically, as you say, she was no comparison to these other swimmers. What made her so great?
So I'm no swimming coach, but Nigel Kemp, her longtime coach, is one of the best of all time. And so she was about 5'5", 5'6", swam between 113 and 119 pounds. He would describe her as knifing through the water. That very lean body cut through the water. It was streamlined. She didn't have much of a wake in diving terms. And so she was really fast. You combine that with, she had that gorgeous smile. She was really telegenic, but beneath that was a fierce competitor too. So mentally tough, fierce competitor, and a body that just eased its way through the water was a perfect combination.
Well, interesting enough, at one point in her life, she lived in the same neighborhood as another Nova Scotia athlete who was a huge trailblazer, CBC's own Colleen Jones. What do we make of that?
Well, so Nancy lived for a time in Herring Cove, but then for a time in West End, Halifax. And I've spoken to both Nancy and Colleen about the other. They were more than just casual acquaintances, separated by about 1.5 years in age. They knew of one another, and they were both at the time prodigies in their respective sports. So very, very unique and odd and coincidental that 2 of the greatest athletes in Nova Scotia history. In fact, when this organization named the top 15 athletes in Nova Scotia history about 8 years ago, Colleen finished second, Nancy finished fourth. So arguably 2 of the top 5 athletes ever knew each other well, and kind of grew up together.
Now, when Nancy left the sport, she left the sport behind and moved on to a bit of a quieter life, I understand.
Yeah, she left Nova Scotia. Very private person, moved to BC. We tried really hard 8 years ago to get her back for a big dinner here, and she was polite but apologetic, saying, no, that part of my life is behind me. So yeah, I think she made her mark as a kid. You can imagine the hoopla around her, and I think she probably had enough of that for that time in her life and said, I'm going to go do something else now. It was teaching, school teaching in Langley, BC, and a very quiet life out of the spotlight.
But here, you're going to be honoring her legacy quite coincidentally with her passing. Tell me about that.
Yeah, it wasn't planned, obviously. We did not know she was going to pass. However, when the Hall of Fame opens, one of the first displays you see, and we're working on it today, is a display of her 400 medals that she gave to our hall to display, and a great big Nancy Garapick graphic that's all about the word excellence. She was about the word excellence. To this date, the youngest ever female to win Canada's Female Athlete of the Year, and at one time held 79 provincial records. And you think we're going back now almost 5 decades. Some of those still stand today. That's how great she was.
And what kind of legacy does she leave behind for people, young girls coming up in the sport?
I think you can still say by far the greatest swimmer this province has ever produced. If you believe in sport and you believe in see it to be it, here was historically an undersized kid from Halifax, Nova Scotia, who had a dream, who worked like crazy, who was mentally tough, and proved that it doesn't matter where you're from. This is Canada's second smallest province geographically. She became really a top 2 or 3 swimmer in the world in her prime.
It's an amazing story. Thank you very much for your time and sharing it with us.
Thank you for the opportunity, Amy.
Coming up, a day-old ceasefire in the Middle East is in jeopardy as Israel continues to bomb targets in Lebanon.
And rising costs. A look at how the war is driving up prices in Canadian grocery stores. Welcome back. Prime Minister Mark Carney is meeting with Liberals from across the country at their convention in Montreal.
He arrived with his newest Liberal MP. It comes ahead of Monday's by-elections that could secure him a majority government. The CBC's Ashley Burke has the latest from Montreal.
A big welcome at the Liberal convention for the Prime Minister, who arrived with a controversial MP. Marilyn Gladue abandoned the Conservatives yesterday to join Mark Carney's team, and it's a decision that not all Liberals are comfortable with. Gladue in the past voted against a Liberal bill banning conversion therapy. She was forced to apologize for casting doubt on the seriousness of COVID-19 and need for vaccine mandates. And when she ran for Conservative leader, said that she was open to MPs introducing bills restricting abortion. Mark Carney today defended his decision to welcome Gladue to his caucus amid questions about all of that.
To be clear, the Liberal Party always will support the rights of women to choose. Always, without question. And I had discussions, and colleagues had discussions with Miss Gladue about those issues. She will vote with the government if there are votes relating to any aspect of that issue.
Some young Liberals here at this convention are waiting to decide how they feel about Gladue joining the party.
Different people have different opinions, right? So I'm trying to make my own opinion as well. Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
Our party's now kind of different with Carney, and I still believe our party does believe in those stuff, but for now we have to see how she aligns.
Dan Arnold, who has done polling for the Liberals under the Trudeau government, said that Carney is taking on an MP with more baggage than your typical Liberal MP, but that he's looking for a comfortable majority and needs all of the MPs he can get.
I think the bigger risk for him would be his government collapsing because he doesn't have enough votes to get through a vote and having to go to an election. So I think that, if anything, minimizes the risk. Yeah, she's controversial. So are some of the members of the Liberal caucus right now as well, too, though.
Two Liberal sources told CBC News the party is in conversations with as many as 9 other MPs about crossing the floor. Carney is expected to address the crowd here on Saturday ahead of Monday's 3 by-elections. Ashley Burke, CBC News, Montreal.
The ceasefire in the war with Iran seems to be teetering on the brink of collapse in the wake of Israel's airstrikes across Lebanon. A national day of mourning was held Thursday for the scores who have been killed or wounded. And Iran warns there will be, quote, strong responses if attacks on Lebanon don't stop. Crystal Gamansing reports.
New evacuation orders Thursday afternoon told people living in 8 areas in Beirut's southern suburbs to leave for their own safety. 7 of those communities were also issued evacuation orders Wednesday by Israel before those sweeping and deadly strikes across Lebanon, described as the heaviest bombardments of the war so far. More than 200 people were killed and more than 1,000 injured, according to Lebanon civil defense authorities.
The health system is under extreme and unprecedented strain. Hospitals are overwhelmed. Healthcare workers are overwhelmed. If we have another mass casualty, it will be a disaster, actually.
Iran's deputy foreign minister told BBC News those attacks violated the agreement between Iran and the United States. Now, the U.S. and Israel say Lebanon is not included in the ceasefire agreement, but government officials in the U.K., France, Spain, and the EU's foreign policy chief all say it should be. Kaya Kallas noted Hezbollah dragged Lebanon into the war with Israel, but in a post on X, she also said Israel's strikes killed hundreds last night, making it hard to argue that such heavy-handed actions fall within self-defense. Israeli actions are putting the U.S.-Iran ceasefire under severe strain. The Iran truce should extend to Lebanon. The IDF says it will keep striking Lebanon and utilizing ground forces in the south until Hezbollah no longer poses a threat, leaving those in Lebanon wondering what will happen next and how they'll cope.
Honestly, it's been absolute terror. You're damned if you stay at home and you're damned if you go out. And, you spend the entire day just listening to airstrikes and MKs, which are MK drones.
Lebanon's prime minister reached out to his counterpart in Pakistan, asking for help in bringing an immediate end to the Israeli strikes. Pakistan's prime minister previously said Lebanon was included in the pause that it brokered between Iran and the U.S. Crystal Gamansing, CBC News, London.
Prime Minister Mark Carney has joined the calls for the ceasefire to include Lebanon, but Carney also says Iranian militants in Lebanon need to be brought under control, and Canada would use its influence to support ceasefire efforts.
The war in the Middle East has been driving up the cost of fuel in Canada, and that, in turn, is impacting grocery prices. Experts are warning that even with a ceasefire, consumers should brace for higher costs. Nisha Patel has more on what to expect.
Everything's going up 50 cents to $1 a pound.
The fuel crisis from the Middle East war is driving food prices higher, starting with imported produce and some meat and dairy.
The fresh stuff is where you're going to see the immediate impact.
At Winnipeg grocery store food fair owner Munther Zaid says shippers and suppliers are adding fuel surcharges. forcing him to pass those costs on.
This, a couple of weeks ago, we had it on for 75 cents for a 2-pound bag of onions. We just got a shipment in. We had to raise it to $1.
It's becoming more expensive for trucking companies to transport goods, with the price of diesel jumping 40% since the war began. That's rippling through the food supply chain to grocers.
We're now at the point where we can't hold off any longer, and what consumers are seeing at the fuel pump is what the grocers are seeing at their back doors.
And shoppers in rural and remote communities will feel the squeeze even more.
We should anticipate that there's going to be an increase in food inflation in the months ahead. You just have to be transparent and honest about that. There's just no magic bullet that can erase that from happening.
Though experts say with Canada's growing season around the corner, buying local seasonal produce could provide a buffer for grocery budgets.
As we get into the spring, our fresh fruits and vegetables aren't coming from as far away, and so the freight impact will not be as profound.
After years of soaring food bills, shoppers are preparing for yet another financial hit.
I am a little more cautious of what I'm buying.
I'm going to double down on my meal planning and prepping, so just making sure that I'm using everything I buy.
It could take months for energy markets to stabilize. Until then, consumers and the economy will pay the price. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
Cases of a rare but dangerous infection are growing in Canada. Invasive meningococcal disease can cause serious complications, including meningitis. Lauren Pelly now with more on the outbreak and why the disease can be challenging to fight.
I just thought maybe she had a headache.
Sandy Hilmerson says her 11-year-old daughter was first diagnosed with an ear infection in April 2024. Then symptoms like a rising fever and vomiting quickly got worse.
She wasn't even coherent.
It turned out Leah had bacterial meningitis, a dangerous inflammation of the membranes around the brain. While rare, similar infections are on the rise in Canada, and in Leah's case, she spent more than a week in hospital.
We are grateful that they were able to recognize what was going on.
Meningitis is often caused by invasive meningococcal disease. Data compiled by CBC News shows the bacterial infection hit a record low during the pandemic, then started rising again to at least 155 countrywide infections in 2025. The bulk of those cases appeared in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec, marking Canada's highest tally in more than a decade.
If somebody says you should get your meningococcal vaccine, then you should probably get it.
These infections only turn dangerous when a common type of bacteria enters the bloodstream, leading to conditions like meningitis, sepsis, and organ failure. Vaccines help prevent serious illness, but
one vaccine doesn't cover everything.
Different provinces take different vaccination approaches. In Manitoba, an ongoing outbreak is driven by an unexpected strain.
The serotype W was one that we had not seen a lot of before, so we changed our routine vaccine program a couple years ago in relation to that.
Still, countrywide vaccine uptake has dropped in recent years.
It's very worrisome that our coverage rates have changed.
While this illness remains rare, its impacts are severe. The death rate for invasive meningococcal disease can be as high as 14%, and infants and young adults are among those most at risk. Lauren Pelly, CBC News, Toronto.
Cherry blossom season is in full swing in and around Vancouver. The annual bloom attracts thousands of visitors, but that popularity is now becoming a problem, putting the trees in jeopardy.
People in search of a picture-perfect selfie are damaging the trees. Caroline Bargout shows us what's being done to stop them.
It's cherry blossom season in British Columbia. Amid the crowds of people flocking to see them are those vying for the perfect pic. And there's no shortage of influencers online showing exactly how to get it. Oftentimes, that includes breaking off branches or shaking the trees to make it snow.
The blooms last about 2
The organizer of Vancouver's Cherry Blossom Festival, which draws upwards of 60,000 people, says every 20 minutes she's had to tell someone to stop.
Mostly we see people just having fun and taking fun photos, but there are some people who want to get that amazing Instagram shot and they start shaking tree branches or pulling them down. And we want to really discourage that.
It's become such a problem, the city of Richmond has put up signs to encourage revelers not to harm the trees.
The wood is brittle and they break really easily, and people don't mean to do it, but when you pull a branch down, it can snap and that can have detrimental impact on the tree.
Cherry blossom season lasts only a few weeks. That has led scores of people to rush to parks like this one to take photos before they're gone. The heavy traffic puts a tremendous amount of pressure on tree roots, says this horticulture expert.
You know, it can only take so much. And so this is going to shorten the life of the trees just because of that added stress. Now, if you add to that people pulling on the branches, if people are breaking branches, that can be a serious issue.
He says broken tree branches provide an opening for fungal and bacterial diseases where they otherwise would not be able to penetrate.
People have to be respectful of nature so everybody enjoys it.
If we want to keep them being beautiful every year, it's important to take care of it.
Experts say people get plant blindness and don't realize their actions are harming the trees. But with a little bit of education, they hope that will change. Caroline Bargout, CBC News, Vancouver.
Canada's main stock index finished in negative territory, weighed down by losses in the technology sector, while U.S. markets gained some ground. Here's a look at the numbers as we head to break. And we're back to wrap things up now. We just had the beautiful cherry blossoms from the other end of the country in Vancouver. Wonder what Ryan, if he can top that or not.
Well, there are some flowers coming up.
There are some flowers. I did have the option of going flowers with the pick again.
But you didn't.
But I didn't.
Okay.
No, we're going with another sign of spring for a certain part of the province.
Good.
Have a look at this. We're going to zoom in on Inverness. And from Francis A. McDonald saying, you know what?
We're getting ready.
The lobster pots are ready to go. Just weeks away. That's either 26A or 26B. But either way, the straight May 1st season kicks off there just off Inverness.
Not long now.
The sun looks so nice too in the water there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Signs of spring. We love to see them. Keep them coming. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. There's the forecast for tomorrow. You want a sign of spring? How about Friday? Looking really nice. Sunshine, mid-teens in the valley. That'll be the spot to be, but pleasant across the board. High single digits and some double digits in Cape Breton, including Inverness. I think Inverness County, the best shot at some double digits in Cape Breton tomorrow. And we'll be looking at widespread double digits and low teens across the mainland. Bit cooler in the onshore winds from the south. There's Saturday, clouds, some showers on tap. Temperatures, though, still mild, high single, low double digits. Those showers, as you will see here with the future tracker, are looking set to roll in. It appears mid to late morning for western, northwestern areas of the province. So it does look like early Saturday is rain-free if you want to get out, stretch your legs. Then those showers come through, far from a washout. On the backside of this system, the cold air will push back. We'll see a few flurries mixing in over the Northumberland shore Saturday night. Sunday morning, a few lingering flurries for Inverness County, but we're clearing into the afternoon on Sunday. Highs on the mainland near 8. Cape Breton likely closer to 2 to 4 degrees. And yeah, some signs of spring next week too.
Not looking too bad at all.
Taking it.
Thanks so much, Ryan. Well, most 5-year-olds typically want their birthday at a skate park or the movies, but not him at Rye.
That's because he's at his favorite place in the world, the Ridge Meadows Recycling Facility in BC.
Here's a look at his epic party.
I wanted to have my birthday at the Ridge Meadows Recycling Facility.
He's always had a very big passion for recycling. The summer tour that we did was so fun. And so they were just joking like, oh wow, like we would love to host your birthday party here.
My favorite part was when they crushed all the electronics. We saw the tipper truck. I got to dump it all out by myself. And we saw the conveyor belt doing all the cardboard. They gave me 2 hats and a pin that I'm wearing.
They give it to their employees once they've been there for 5 years.
That's a pin for 5 years because you're 5 years old.
He had the best birthday. I'm so glad that he has the self-confidence to know recycling and to correct other people, including myself, when I don't do it correctly.
It's my favorite thing to do because I like making the world clean.
Love that
That's
guy.
amazing.
So awesome.
All right, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good day.
Good night.